This
Map,
conference
flat
will
map,
now be recorded.
Go ahead.
filter by range, distinct, and we saw that how can we get distinct elements by putting a list under a sequence.
Mhm. Okay. So is everyone is thoroughly following? See, at least for Spark, what you guys do, uh, don't keep separate preparation. Okay, whatever we are discussing in the classroom, try to learn from the classroom. I mean, here itself, now itself, and don't keep like I will learn later or I'll prepare later. Okay, at least Spark, because you need to spend that much amount of time, that much concentration. Okay, so rest all okay. Other topics are, you guys are very well aware. They are very simple as well. I know that the Hive, Scoop, HBase, sorry, Hive, Scoop, HDFS, and all, they are simple. After a few days, even if you have some gap, after a few days, after a few weeks, if you go and read it, also you will able to understand, because they are similar to SQL. But when it comes to Spark, this is something like a programming. We are going to discuss more with respect to programming, less as SQL. Okay, SQL part is, there is something called Spark SQL where you can write a SQL, but we will learn more with respect to the APIs, like all these methods, whatever we are seeing. Okay, so what I recommend, try to practice as much as whenever you in the classroom itself. Practice in the sense, try understand the concept and try your own later. So if you do that way, what will happen? You will not forget. Okay, okay. So let's start. Let me share my screen. Please let me know once you are able to see my screen. I have opened my IntelliJ.
Yeah, yeah.
So can anyone tell me what is a flat map? What is a flat map? What is a flat map? How it will work?
It takes one element as input and return multiple outputs.
Okay, okay. It is like a map only. First, it applies the transformation map. Then what it does, like it will uh, it will flatten the groups. When it creates multiple arrays or multiple groups, it will flatten them. Okay, okay. There is something called flat map value also. Okay, please, if you guys want to make a note, please make a note. There is something called flat map values. Let me see whether it's there in this version or not. So these were all there earlier version. It's not showing only flat map. There was, let me create a force pair. Is there, right? Let me try with this force pair. Yeah, I think it will be the flat map with value. Oh, it's also not there. Okay, I think these are all duplicated. Okay, something called deprecated actually. So the version to version. There is something called flat map values, flat map width, but I really didn't get a chance to use it. But when I was going through the APIs of earlier old APIs, so I did remember what are the methods are there with the flat map, what are the methods are there with map and all. Okay, okay. There is something called ID. ID. So the ID, just ID. Okay, what is that ID? Okay, ID. So as we should, I mean, we should know that every RDD will have an identification number. Every RDD will have an identification number. So let me show you that an example. Data is there, right? Number RDD. We created number RDD, right? Let's see if you try to print that, println number RDD dot ID. RDD's ID. If you run this, every RDD, whenever you create an RDD, there will be an ID will be assigned to it. Okay, let's see this. If you are interested, I mean, if you want to give any name to your RDD, yes, you can also set your name. Okay, you can set the name for your RDD. You can set the name. There are methods available for that. You can set the name. Okay, scope RDD2. This is RDD2. Okay, so ID, what it does, it returns you a unique or ID assigned to an RDD. Okay, so let me create one more program where we will see the min max the stuff. I think I feel only one program is one file is enough to set all these things. Okay. RDD min max demo. Name. Okay, so can anyone tell me if I want to create an RDD, first what should I do?
Spark context.
I need to create a Spark session, but since we are using the first we are using Spark 2.x, so we need to create a Spark session. So how to create a Spark session? Spark session dot Spark session dot builder dot builder dot tab name, user tab name, min max transformations. Transformations. Master. I'm giving star because they give anything. Dot the dot create. If you want to set any configurations, you can set the configurations. Val sc equal to spark dot. This is just, you can give any name. I'm just giving spark. Okay, you can give any name. You can say Spark session also here. You can say Spark session also. Okay, so that's just a name, variable name. Spark context. Okay, now so let's take, we have already number RDD. I'll just copy paste. Just copy paste. About the number, okay. Okay, so they are sequence number. So if you want to find the minimum of, if you want to find the minimum value of this, let can say RDD, you can find that. Okay. Let me do one thing. First, let me explain this thing in the command window. Then I will put into the program. So, okay. Number data. Then I created a number RDD dot try max. Just try max. What is the maximum value? 35. Similarly, min is 1. Okay, just open with the max. Internal numRDD dot max. Let's check the name. Max. RDD. Okay. Similarly, we have some of the functions. If you want to know what are the functions, the supported function for this specific RDD, take the use dot operator and you can see these are all the things which are supported. Look at here, these are all get num partitions. We'll talk about the map partitions with index. Okay, we'll talk about it. Take, okay, name, I was talking about name, ID we discussed, right? Similarly, name also you can take and you can set the name also. Okay, aggregate, partition, these are all checkpoint, they're all supported one. These are all the methods available under this RDD. Okay, these are all the methods in max. Okay, so you may ask, sir, okay, numbers fine, I can understand. You brought the min value, max value, it's well and good. So what about if I have a like this? What about if I have like this? If I have like this, pair RDDs. If I have a pair RDD, can anyone tell me what's pair? Puts pair dot max. So which value it will return?
It will take according to the key.
Yes.
29.
So 20th. It will return 20th. Okay, it's clear. Okay, let's do other way. Okay, let's do it other way. I think we have a fruit, right? Fruits. We have a fruit, not this one, this one. I want to create another RDD with a fruit, comma, its size, number of characters, simply. Fruits and its length. Can anyone tell me how can I achieve that? I want val fruit length, fruit and its length. How can I achieve that?
Fruits dot map.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask anyone else apart from Bishop? Anyone else? Fruit RDD dot. You can use the map because here's map is a suitable transformation.
Yeah,
What we have to do? We
bracket
have to take
clearly.
element. So we have to take it element. Then
Clearly rocket
we
list.
have to, yeah. Actually,
List really
instead of list we'll go with a pair.
pair.
Instead of list we'll go with a pair. That's called tuple. Hmm? So element
Mm-hmm.
comma its length. Element
Length dot length.
dot length. So it will return fruit length. Fruit and its length. Fruit and its length. So let's see whether it's correct. Okay. So banana is 6, apple 5, orange 6. Now I have a fruit length. So I want to know the fruit length. If I apply the maximum on this, how it will work? How it will work? Which is apple. Is it based on, obviously we took like that only, no? Is it based on key it took or is based on value it took?
Key.
Key only. Here also key only. Okay. Okay. Mm, do I need to keep this in the? It's a simple functionality. I don't think I can. Okay. 1 second. There is something called swap. There is something called swap. Okay. Swap is now what we have done here. We created our fruits length. I mean, we created fruit length RDD. So my key is banana, which is a string. Value is a number. Key is banana. Value is, it's actually pair, right? It's a pair RDD, right? So I want to swap it. I want to do other way. First length, then the fruit. Okay. So for that, this is the one. For that, you have something called swap. Look at here. You have something called swap. What this swap will do, it will swap keys to values, values to keys. It will swap keys to values, values to keys. Is this clear? Some cases we may require, okay? Some cases we may require to swap. That time we can make use keys and value, value to be there is something called swap. Is there any other way without swap? Is there any other way? Is there any other way? Any
Uh,
cases?
Instead of ELE comma ELE dot length, first we will take ELE dot length comma ELE.
So that is the if you have a fruit, but I already have a pair RDD. I understand what you are trying to say. This one you are trying to say, right? This
Yes,
one we will go with the length first, then we'll take element. That is in case you have a fruit RDD, but I already have it. I have already have a
We
pair.
can apply map function, Ravi, in that case.
Mm-hmm,
So we will be writing like
mm-hmm.
fruit rtt dot map ele underscore dot underscore one comma ele underscore dot underscore two
First I
rocket
need to take
ele dot.
first I need to take
Yeah,
two because I need to swap.
yeah, and then dot one.
Why I have used dot one, dot two here? Can anyone tell me? Why did I use dot one, dot underscore one, dot underscore two something?
position of element.
No. Yeah, position of element only, but it is a tuple. You should not say it's a position of the element. It is a tuple. This is tuple. Pair. This is a tuple. Right? So when you have a tuple, when you have a pair, when you have a pair, when you apply this map transformation, this ELE, this ELE element, it brings this tuple. Then when I say dot underscore two, it will take the second value. When I say dot underscore one, it takes this value. Is this clear, ma?
Yes.
Okay. So let me put it in the. Are you guys making a note? We discussed about the swap and we discussed about map. I mean, how we can do. Please make a note. Please make a note.
Ravi, we cannot do this when we declare uh, object as map.
When we declare,
Like we have declared this as this pair as an array
hmm,
uh, at line number 34. Let's say we
hmm,
declared an RTT using at line number 34.
hmm,
If we declare that as map, then we cannot
hmm.
swap that values, right?
You can swap. So you are saying that you have a
Okay.
map. From map, you want to create RDD, correct? And you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to swap. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, one
Okay.
thing we need to understand, if you go with a map, keys are unique, correct?
Yeah.
If it's a keys are unique, when you swap, values are not unique, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Normally in the map collection, values are not unique. Only keys
Mm.
are unique, right? What will
Mm.
happen in that case?
Then it will reduce. I mean, it will lose its that uniqueness.
Yes,
I mean,
it loses
duplicacy
its
will be there
uniqueness.
in the.
Yeah, println. Give me few seconds. I'll just set it up because when I upload this code, we should not get confused. Okay. That was a console. That's the reason it's able to print. But it is not console, which is a application. So we have tried like this. Okay. Yeah. Is this clear so far? Any questions? Any question?
No, Ravi.
Okay. There is some statistical function like, okay, min max, whatever we did like a min max, and there is something called let me check that mean. I want to see whether I'm able to get that mean. Yeah, mean is there. Okay, what is a mean? Can anyone tell me?
The average.
Average of array type.
So what I do, instead of taking these many numbers, I'll just take 10 numbers as in the data. Now I'll create a RDD from here. Sc dot parallelize. I'll pass data as input. Got the RDD dot min is 1, max is this, ID is this, name is this. Name, we didn't assign any name, that's the reason it's coming as a thing. If you want to set the name, set name. My what I want to set, numbers. Okay, if you want to set, if I say name, it will give numbers. Then mean 1 plus 10, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 6, 21, 21 plus 7, 28, 28 plus 8, 36, 36 plus 9, 95, plus 10, 55, 55 by number of occurrences, I mean number of elements, 10, 55 by 10, 5.5.
What is that ID?
What is the ID? The ID is a number given to an RDD. A unique number to given to the RDD. I have told, no? I have explained you earlier, right? Every RDD has an ID. Every RDD also will have a name. Every RDD also will have a name, but by default it's a null. You can set the name. Every RDD will have a name. Okay, but by default it's null. So what we can do, that RDD, we can set the name, some fancy name, some beautiful name, whatever the name you want to give, you can give. I'll give my name like numbers. Then when you do this, have a name. Okay, if you want to run, let me run. Is this clear, ma?
Where do we use this ID?
Where do we use ID? So these are all in existing functions, existing things, you know. So based on the requirement you'll use, there is no specific use case or specific thing you'll use it. Okay, so you may use it, you may not use it. So it's not really I also didn't come across any scenario where I can take the ID and name, but it existing functionalities I'm showing you.
Uh, Maybe we can compare if the ID is same for two RDDs, then the IDs are equivalent.
Yeah, that can be done. We can compare whether two RDDs has the same ID or different ID. When you want to compare with IDs, based on the IDs you want to do some operations. I don't think I didn't come across any scenario, but I'm just showing you, there are some methods like this. Clear, ma?
So we have been doing so many programs, right? So can we check how does the DAG exist for any one of the program, the
Sure,
plan?
you can see you have started your shell, right? See, whatever you are running here is the local runner mode, right? In the IntelliJ. Okay, so for that also, let me show you this. So when you run this, it will be showing you. If you go this location, it should be there, but it is not there, right? But what we can do, we have when we start by default, when you start your Spark shell, this will be there. Okay, so with this it will be running because it's running same only, but it's a 4040. Okay, look at here. First I did max, min, collect, all this stuff, right? They're all different things I did here, right? So suppose let's talk about the mean. When I click on the mean, when I click on the DAG visualization, look at here. First I did the parallelize, then I did the map transformation, then I did the mean. Okay, similarly, if you take a max, I just did the parallelize, then I executed the max, nothing else. Similarly, collect. I did the parallelize, then I did the map transformation, then I did the collect. Okay, able to follow, ma? This is the DAG. So I want to show you that I don't want to directly bring here and show that. So I was have a plan like I will execute one program. These are all simple transformations I'm showing you as of now, right? We have not taken some data and do some kind of the word count or something, right? So that's the reason I didn't show this. Let me do in that case. We can execute this line by line and we can do DD. Let me execute all this complete program. Let me do this in the console. Okay, it's a console. I got the RDD text RDD. Then I have to do split. Then I need to create a pair. Then after pair, you can also execute this. Okay, that's up to us. It's up to us. Okay, something I did here. Then you can do the count. You did it. Then instead of saving into a specific file, you can do this one also. This is also an action, so no problem at all. What it is saying, file already exists. Output directories already exist. Okay, I'll say 17. Okay, now you go to your console, see the job. Okay, so you'll not see all other transformations. Okay, for each one we have executed, that's also one of the action. and a save as text file. Let's see the save as text file, then we'll see that for each. When I click on this, if you see this visualization, 2 stages are get created. You guys remember when I was explaining the Spark flow, I told the driver program will go through your transformations and understand the transformations, and it will create a DAG, and after that it will applies the optimization, then it will prepare the stages, right? So look at the stages. Stage 10, I mean, don't worry about the number here, okay, whether what is the stage 10. If you go ahead and see the very first what we have executed max, it will be stage 0, and what we have executed next min stage 1. So it will take count like that, okay? You don't really worry about the stage number, okay? From the base first in that job, see the shell, right? I have started shell, right? What this shell will treat it as, the whole shell as one job. When you start your shell, whole shell as one job. That's the reason I was showing you application ID. If you go up top, when you start your application, look at here. The Spark context web UI available at this location. The Spark context is SC, Spark session is just Spark, and the master is star, and application ID. Look at the application ID, only one application ID. It won't be every time you execute an action here, it will not create because the whole Spark shell will be considered as a one job. Okay, so in this is what we see here. Okay, when you click on this, so the stage 10 is get created. Don't worry about the number, but look at how many stages are there. So then what I explained that time, so based on the type of transformations you apply, it will create the stages. What is the type of the transformations? Can anyone tell me? What is the type of transformation? I have explained that.
Wide transformation.
What are the transformations?
Narrow and wide.
Narrow and wider, or narrow and wide, right? So can anyone tell me what is the narrow and wide?
Those transformation which trigger shuffle comes under wide transformation, and narrow transformation where it's performance.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Based
Like
on what?
white transformation is used in join or like groups, which is used for data shuffle. Like white, narrow is used for no data shuffle.
Yes, yes. So based on those uh, type of transformations we apply, it will create a stages. So here text file we are created RDD, flat map, no shuffle, map, no shuffle, but reduce by key actually shuffles the data. By key operations, no, most of the by key operations will do shuffle, then save as. Is this clear, Suma?
Yeah, Ravi.
Okay, let's jump into, yeah, any questions, please go ahead and ask, as we'll jump into the next. Let me close this. Any questions, guys? Okay, anyway, we're doing a statistical functions like min, max and all. Let's see. I didn't copy this. Okay, min, max, median. Okay, okay, there is something called sum also. Let's do a sum. Let's do a sum. Okay, so what sum will do? To accumulate all of them and calculate the sum, like auto sum in Excel sheet. So it will take all of them and it will print the sum. Let me show you one thing. Okay, let me show you one thing. I'm taking data. It's already there, but still I'm taking again. Maybe I might have overwritten with some other name. Okay, now num_rdd dot get num partitions. Can anyone tell me how many partitions? 8 partitions. When I do the min operation on this, it is bringing based on the partition min value or whole, it considering everything and getting the min value. When I say min value, okay, let me show this one also. Glue dot collect. Okay, so in the partition 1, what is the min value? Partition 2, what is the min value? Partition 3, what is the min value? Partition 4, partition 5, and so on. Then it will not work. It will not work. Okay, then look at this. 1. Does it calculated global, including across the partitions or partition wise? Across the partition or partition wise?
Across the partitions.
Yeah. So how will I know this plan? How can I see this plan? There is something called toDebug string. There is something called toDebug string. Press enter. It will show you. Here we don't have any complete plan or DAG, but if you go with the count votes, count votes dot toDebug string, it will show you the plan. It will show you the plan. Okay, look at the plan. Can anyone understand what it actually does?
It will do, spell check kind of thing.
Spell checker? No, yeah, it's a plan.
It's a plan. First, it read data from the file.
Read the text file. Okay,
Then
and
it
it
did
created
map
RDD.
partitions.
Flat map you did a map, you did the reduce by key, then you call the action. This is the plan. This is the DAG. Okay,
Okay.
toDebug string help you. What are the steps happened? So see, let's say I have 6 RDDs and the last RDD I did collect, I mean action. So what it does, it shows all the 6 steps. What are the steps you have applied? Okay, toDebug string, try to remember that. toDebug string. Okay, let me keep this toDebug string here in the program also, because you guys can, I'll put it in the here itself. Okay, here itself I'll put. You can also do, okay, you can see any if any of the steps. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to see at last or something. Okay, toDebug string. It shows the plan. the execution, what are the steps is executed. Okay, let's see one more function called top. Function called top. So we already have a number RDD. Okay, num RDD dot top. Can anyone tell me any guesses? What will be the value? Number RDD, this is the number RDD. Okay, first before that, let me show you what is the number RDD. This is the number RDD. Let me show you one more thing here. This is the number RDD partition wise. Now num RDD dot top. Sorry, what happened? Why it's not returning? Why it is not? What the error message is saying? Missing argument list. Okay, yeah. Okay, I want to get top 3. I want to
Highest
get
values of
35, 34, 33. 35 is the top 1, 34 is the top 2, 33 is the top 3. Can you view top 1? There's something like top. Okay, so what the top will do? It returns our maximum value, max value, top value based based on the how many you want, like top 2, top 3, top 1, like that. Okay, it returns you an array. It's an array. Okay, it's not a single value. Say top, say top 2. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, if no questions, let's see. How many of you remember the fold left, fold right? Can anyone tell me what is a fold? We discussed this thing in Scala.
Sum the values from the left or right.
Is it a partition wise, or is it the whole? It will
Partition
consider the
wise.
whole.
It will
The
take
partition
partition
wise.
wise. Yeah.
Let's say if I did the fold of a plus b, I mean a comma b equal to a plus b, it will return a single output or it will return multiple outputs.
No, it will first it will do sum of partitions, and then it will ultimately it will combine all the values, sum of all the values of the partition.
Okay, let me show you fold. It's also important, guys. People will ask in the interview what is a fold. Okay, here top will return a maximum value, max value, values. It's not single value. Top means what? How many values it will sum from array. Array of, I can say array of. It will return array of maximum values from RDD, not array, from RDD. Similarly, fold on top is no relation. Fold is actually an aggregate. It will aggregate the values on each partition, and it will partition internally, every partition wise it will do the aggregation, but at the end it will returns you the single value. Okay, now let's do a simple calculation. We have already number RDD, right? So I'm going to do small summing. Okay, number RDD dot fold. Fold actually takes two arguments, two set of arguments. First set is initial value, second set is the actual operation. So I hope everyone remember this underscore plus underscore. What is the meaning of underscore plus underscore? I'll explain if no.
Elements of
A
the
plus
RDD.
B.
Yeah, sorry. The total value is 630. What is happening in the background? Okay, let me show you that. I'll take only few values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? This is the one. When I say fold of 0, same as your A, B, rocket, A plus B. This is the meaning of it, which is equivalent to fold of 0 underscore plus underscore. Okay, what happens here? So we, as I said earlier also, we need to talk iteration wise. Iteration wise we need to talk. Okay, first iteration, what it does, initial value is 0, 1. Then A plus B, right? 0 plus 1. What is output? 1. Here, first we need to understand here. The A will become 0. B will become 1. Then it will go like this. Okay. Next iteration, A becomes 1. B becomes 2. In iteration 2, what will happen? 1, 2 equal to 1 plus 2. It ends 3. And so on. I hope you guys, this was I have explained earlier also. I have explained this earlier also. Any doubts, guys? Prapurna, Suma, Varsha, Venkat, Pranith, any doubts, guys?
No, Ravi.
So now I have shown the fold right. There is something called fold left and fold right. I want you guys to do that. If it's possible, you can WhatsApp me, or if you do it, it's well and good. Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. I know that a few of you guys are getting late, who are stays in EST zone or different time zone. Okay, so I'm stopping it here. Maximum going forward, I had a couple of discussions with a couple of people, but still I need some more time to complete, take everyone's opinion to move the session from 7 to 8 instead of 8 to 9. Okay, personally, I'll also comfortable with 8 to 9 because sometimes I go late night to bed, very late night to
Yeah, Ravi,
bed.
same here.
So, um, yeah, I understand, Rishabh. So, but few guys are getting too late in the US time zone. So let's take everyone's opinion. If everyone is fine, not at least 7, we'll try to move to 7:30, 7:30 a.m. IST to 8:30 a.m. IST. Mm. We'll discuss everyone and we will plan accordingly. Okay, so people opinion is most important. Okay, so now I have explained fold. There is something called fold key, fold by key, fold by key, fold left, fold right. I want you guys to try these things, and tomorrow I'll ask questions from this. Okay, this is very simple, guys, very simple. I hope you guys can easily do it. You guys easily can do it. Okay, any questions? Okay, so that's it for now. Let's connect in the next session. Let's connect in the next session. We'll discuss in more detail about other transformations. And also, I hope you guys observe that I'm not covering more transformations. I'm covering less, few config transformations only. I want everyone follow that and understand the things. Okay, I have a plan to cover a lot of transformations. Okay, so please learn by one by one. Okay, yeah, that's it for now. Let's connect in the next session. So we'll discuss in more in detail. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Have a wonderful day. If you guys have doubt, please stay back and ask me. No doubt, we can leave for the day.
Thanks, Ravi.
Thanks, Ravi.
Ravi.